I love the amount of peripherals Sega has created over the years, and I know a lot of the audience is a big fan of Sega as well. And maybe you have an inside scoop. Is there going to ever be maybe a Sega Dreamcast 2 or maybe a Sega 32X Mark 2 or a Genesis
32X Mark II.
32X Mark II? I mean, I love the Sega Genesis collection, by the way. I thought you guys did just a phenomenal job with that the Sonic's Ultimate collection. That was
Oh, good
incredible,
to hear.
and the Dreamcast ones. But I would love to just see another Sega console someday.
Another console, right? That's the question that everybody asks. That's not one that I get to comment on at all. I'm sorry.
But the current crop of game consoles is just so boring. I mean, there's nothing that looks like the Sega Genesis, and just screams 16-bit on the front of it, or the Mega Drive for many of you watching this show. I mean, the Mega Drive is possibly even a cooler name than the Sega Genesis. Like, it's just the ultimate game console.
It is debatable, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of good games. Looking back, I think all of my favorite games, ever since I've been a gamer, when I look back at the history, like I think 80% of them are Dreamcast, and the other 20% are like Genesis, and that's all of my favorite games, kind of compiled there. So
you must have a nice Sega Dreamcast collection at home, is what you're saying.
a decent one, but I collected it all, as a fan back before I came to Sega. So like I covet my Skies of Arcadia discs and my, PSO and Sonic Adventure 2 and all the good stuff from back then.
I'm sure you guys are aware that people are still releasing new games for the Dreamcast.
I saw stuff about that like years and years ago even, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I think it was like a shooter game, like a top-down bullet shooter, and I was like, that's so cool.
Fast Striker is the one I would recommend. It's
Nice.
it's an excellent game for the Sega Dreamcast. I think it's also on the Neo Geo. I mean, those developers
Pro.
have their priorities in the
Pro.
right place.
Yes, they do.
So there's
And it's like, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, so there's no involvement with the Sega Dreamcast VMU card and the PS3 that you can use for Yakuza Dead Souls and maybe take some zombies with you in your pocket and play mini games with the VMU card. I should have brought one of those with me today. I forgot all about that.
I wish. I used to play the Chow Adventure minigame and the Pinta Quest minigame on the VMU all the time. That would be amazing if we could do that with Yakuza Dead Souls. Something tells me that Sony might not like that if we were to do anything with VMUs. So I'm also pretty sure we don't have any teams dedicated to anything Dreamcast anymore. So
Oh, well. We can dream.
pragmatically,
When we get to 1 billion subscribers someday, and eventually conquer the universe, Classic Game Room will try to put some pressure on to get the Dreamcast 2 with 4D graphics and hopefully a new Choo Choo Rocket.
and it's gonna cost $20, right?
69. No, we go into the hundreds. We can go into the hundreds. You get a lot with Sega products, and plus, I think I'll ask one more real question after this one. But I think with
Yes.
all of my Sega game consoles, because I've got a couple Sega Genesises, plural,
Genocide?
two Sega Saturns, a bunch of Dreamcasts, couple Game Gears, Nomad, all of them still work. Even my Sega CD,
That's awesome.
every one of them still works. I've never had a Sega product, or at least not one that I can remember recently breaking on me. They were just bulletproof. But the last question about Yakuza Dead Souls is,
All right.
as a Yakuza fan, what do you like most about it?
I think the thing I like most is the humor that's built into the game and the new style of gameplay that kind of is there to combine with it. So it's a game about zombies, yes, but you played 1 million games about zombies by now. You're getting bored of games that are just about zombies, so it's got to do something fun and different. And I think with Yakuza, it's an interesting way to kind of take that old formula, to spice it up a bit, and then to kind of say, what if, on all different fronts of the previous Yakuza storylines. So in the sense that it's sort of like a branching path from the primary storyline, it's a lot of fun seeing what the dev team could do when they were told, all right, you're going to throw zombies all over the place. Have fun. Let's see what you can do. And that was, this is the result. So it's pretty cool, and it's fun to play.
And they blow into bits and they light on fire.
You can take limbs off. You can set them on fire. You can kill them with water. You can electrocute them. There's all sorts of different ways to do it. So yeah.
Oh, this sounds awesome. I can't wait to get my hands on this game. And how do you think it compares to Yakuza 4? Because that was a good one.
I would say that compared to that, it's different in the sense that it's got the shooter element to it. it still retains the RPG stuff. So I would say fans of Yakuza 4 will love Dead Souls most likely. And then a lot of people that might not know about the Yakuza series will get into Dead Souls because it's a shooter game sort of style with zombies in it. And then they'll realize, wow, these previous Yakuza games are pretty fantastic too.
Oh,
so hopefully it'll be a nice starting point, yeah.
So you can go back through the catalog and play the old ones.
Exactly.
Actually, I'm not that familiar with some of the earlier games. How many games are there in the Yakuza series? Could you list them all, since you seem to be the man to talk to about this?
I could. I've got to run, so I'll do it pretty quickly. So you got Yakuza, Yakuza 2, Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, Yakuza Dead Souls. You've also got Yakuza Kenzan, which is only released in Japan. It's like a medieval samurai-style setting. And then you've got 2 on the PSP. You've got Yakuza Black Panther, which was a Japanese-only release, and a second one, which is also Japanese-only release. So there you go. That's every Yakuza game that I can think of, save for maybe a mobile game here and there that's come out.
All right. Well, thank you to Aaron Weber, Associate Brand Manager for Yakuza Dead Souls from Sega. Comes out on March 13th?
March 13th.
March 13th for the PS3. Thank you.